Hello everyone, welcome to Raaonline.co.in. In this presentation, I'll be talking about the various anticoagulant drugs which we are using in our day-to-day practice and the management of patients who are on these drugs, especially when they come for a non-cardiac surgery. Now, I'll be trying to keep it as concise and as crisp as possible because it's a very vast topic. Now, this is how I'll be going about my talk. I'll be introducing you to the concepts of anticoagulant drugs. What are the indications for anticoagulation? Then I'll be touching upon the coagulation physiology in brief. Then I'll be classifying the anticoagulant drugs and discussing the pharmacology, how to assess the coagulation in patients who are taking these drugs, how to reverse these anticoagulants, and then I'll be moving on to the estimation of the surgical risk of any patient who is coming for a non-cardiac surgery and is on these drugs. Then I'll be discussing the peri-procedural management of anticoagulant drugs, and finally, I'll be discussing the concept of emergency surgery and the anticoagulant drugs. Now, anticoagulant drugs, I'll be referring them as AC from now on. They are the go-to drugs for the prophylaxis and management of venous thromboembolism. Now, it's a double-edged sword with continuing leading on to bleeding in patients who are on these drugs during the perioperative period, and interruption of the same in a premature manner can lead on to thromboembolism. The other problem is that the discovery or the invention of the direct oral anticoagulants plus the availability of specific antagonists have made it imperative for the anesthesiologist to remain up to date regarding the peri-procedural management of these drugs. Now, on top of that, the time taken for the effect of these drugs to dissipate when they are discontinued pre-surgery, coupled with the time taken for the effect to re-establish once they are resumed post-surgery. This is especially true for vitamin K antagonists, may necessitate bridging therapy. Now, what is bridging therapy? I'll come to that later. Now, what are the indications for anticoagulation? Now, there are some FDA-approved indications for the use of anticoagulant drugs. One is the prophylaxis of systemic embolism in patients who are affected with rheumatic heart disease and are in atrial fibrillation. Prophylaxis of systemic embolism in patients with prosthetic heart valves. Prophylaxis and treatment of venous thromboembolism and pulmonary embolism. Patients who have had a transient cerebral ischemic attacks. Now, these drugs are also being used peri-procedurally for the prevention of venous thromboembolism, especially in obese patients and in patients who are undergoing elective hip or knee replacement, especially in the elderly age group, patients with non-valvular AF. And rivaroxaban, I'll be talking about rivaroxaban later, has been approved by the FDA for use in acute coronary syndrome. Of course, not as a standalone drug, but along with the dual antiplatelet drugs.